Well, welcome back. Looking at gray skies across the Twin Tiers early this evening. Watkins Glen Skycam showing some light rain falling here. Rain will last for another half hour or so, and then we'll start to dry things out a little bit for the later evening hours. More showers and thunderstorms, though, in the forecast as we go through the weekend. Not going to be a washout, but we'll be dodging these afternoon and evening thunderstorms both Saturday and Sunday. Enjoy the beautiful evening out there with temperatures in the 70s and lower 80s right now. We'll eventually dial back into the 50s for overnight lows, but if you're heading out this evening to any of the high school football action, should be great weather for that. Our spotlight game is the Elmira Express heading up to Ithaca to take on the Little Red there up in Ithaca. Kickoff 7 o'clock, 71 degrees, the forecast temperature under mostly clear skies. Tracking a couple areas of low pressure, one west of the Great Lakes, pulling a lot of moisture up from the Ohio and Tennessee valleys. A second area of low pressure will develop along the mid-Atlantic coast here as we go through tomorrow night into early Friday.
This is a first warning weather severe weather alert.
We continue to track some intense thunderstorms now, and these storms are moving off towards the east at about 25 miles an hour. About to move through the Watkins Glen area right now, including the Montour Falls area, down through Elmira by about 9:22, although it looks like the worst of the storms right now, kind of shifting north of Elmira up towards the Schuyler County area. So we're most concerned in and around the Watkins Glen area right now. Good evening, Chief Meteorologist Joe Veras here with some flash flood warning information to pass along to you. We have flash flood warnings now in effect for southern sections of Chemung County, northern half of Bradford County, and sections of southern Tioga County here in the southern tier of New York until 9:45 tonight. Now that the sun's up here Thursday morning, we're in Woodhull, New York, assessing the damage from the flash flooding that occurred last night as the Tuscarora Creek overflowed its banks. It turned out to be the worst flood on record for Tuscarora Creek, and I spoke with a gentleman that's lived here for 75 years, and he says he's never seen damage this bad before. Here in Woodhull, you can see what it's done to the road, just tore it right up. Certainly a winter wonderland all across the Twin Tiers. Flakes still flying, and it looks like the snow will persist for a little bit longer. The good news is, in terms of additional accumulations, like you were mentioning, it shouldn't be significant. Many areas across the Twin Tiers already picking up between 8 and 12 inches of snowfall, and we're going to add another inch to 3 as we progress through the afternoon. With an elevation of 6,288 feet, it's the highest point in the Northeast. Hurricane-force winds, blinding snowstorms, and severe icing happen frequently. These extreme weather events have been documented by the Mount Washington Observatory continuously since the 1930s. As we approach summer and temperatures rise, thunderstorms become more common across the Twin Tiers. But not all thunderstorms are the same.
From WENY News, this is First Warning Weather.
Well, welcome back. Another wild weather night across the Twin Tiers tonight. This is video that was taken off our Crystal City Skycam over Corning earlier tonight. Just a lightning show, almost constant, continuous lightning there with those thunderstorms that passed through. Some very strong winds with a few of those thunderstorms as well. In fact, some of the wind gusts up towards Yates County as high as 78 miles an hour, and some wind damage also reported in Tioga County in the southern tier where tornado warnings were in effect as we push through the 9 o'clock hour. Here's what the latest satellite and radar imagery looking like right now, and the worst of the weather continues to push off towards the east. Still some severe thunderstorm warnings in effect to the east of Binghamton and to the south of Williamsport, but thankfully it looks like our weather finally beginning to calm down. Still some thunder and lightning out there, and there are still a few showers back to the west crossing over the eastern edge of Lake Erie. That'll come through during the overnight period, but still tracking some moderate rainfall right now over sections of Schuyler County back through Tompkins County. You get west of Bath, though, and things starting to dry out a little bit, but in around Watkins Glen and Montour Falls, still some moderate rainfall up towards Yates County. I mentioned a storm report coming into the National Weather Service 8:40 this evening. A 78-mile-an-hour wind gust was recorded, so some very intense winds with a few of those thunderstorms. Still some showers and some thunder over Chemung County right now. Off to the east in Tioga County, where there was a tornado warning in effect earlier this evening. The National Weather Service receiving reports in the Owego area of snapped utility poles, and in Tioga Center, thunderstorm winds knocked down trees and wires. So some intense winds with some of those thunderstorms. Still looking at some showers over Bradford County and to the west as well, over in the Mansfield area and back towards Wellsboro, but it looks like the showers will taper shortly. And check out this picture here from a line of thunderstorms that were approaching from the south and west. Connie Fick of Bath took this picture in the 8 o'clock hour. Just an ominous looking thunderstorm here as those intense winds lurk just above the surface, but at times those damaging wind gusts went down to the surface and produced some damage in some localized spots. Now tomorrow, unfortunately, we still have some unsettled weather to get through. Scattered showers, hit or miss in the morning, and then during the afternoon, a couple thunderstorms will bubble up once again. Now it looks like the most intense thunderstorms for tomorrow will be located well off to the west with a cold front. In fact, they're at 3 out of 5 on the severe weather scale west of Chicago. Locally here in our region, it appears that the best chance for any stronger thunderstorms would be the east of Binghamton, 1 out of 5 on the severe weather scale. Locally here in the Twin Tiers, more like non-severe thunderstorms. That's what we're anticipating, but some thunder and lightning certainly can't be ruled out. Tomorrow morning, 7 a.m., just a spotty shower or two coming through. Now during the afternoon, a little bit of hazy sunshine out there. Temperatures should be able to at least briefly top 80 degrees. It's going to stay humid, and there will be pockets of showers and thunderstorms coming through. Localized heavy downpours can't be ruled out. And then it looks like we start to quiet things down tomorrow night. And as we go into Thursday, finally a dry day in the forecast, but unfortunately that dry period will be short-lived. Most power outages this evening in Schuyler County and Potter County, where we're still looking at over 1,000 customers without power. Between 500 and 1,000 customers without power in Steuben County and Tompkins County. For the rest of the region, looking at between, or I should say less than 500 customers without power. Now in terms of our humidity as we push forward, it looks like things are going to temporarily drop off a little bit as we go into Thursday, with dew points dropping back down into the 60s. But unfortunately, the humidity returns for the upcoming weekend as we track a cold front, and temperatures are going to spike close to 90 degrees both Thursday and Friday. Speaking of temperatures for today, we topped out at we forecast 86. We topped out at 87 degrees. Still some thunder out there this evening, but the heaviest of rains shifting off towards the east. 68 our forecast low. 84 for tomorrow's 5-degree guarantee. Can't rule out some afternoon thunderstorms, but most should stay below severe limits, so that's good to hear. Mixed sun and clouds, but hot and humid Thursday, 89, 90 with thunderstorms on Friday. Bit cooler over the weekend with some showers and thunderstorms expected.